So, Beauregard. So it's 1:07 p.m. on a Good Friday, the 10th of April 2020. In an age of coronavirus and pedophiles, we're sitting here in the garden with Charlie and the dog. And I know it's Good Friday, so all the good Catholics are grieving the persecution and crucifixion of their Lord. And I get it, even though technically I'm still a Jew. Smirk. I don't know why I'm still a Jew. But anyway, it's okay. I get it. It's a holy day for the Christians of devout faith. But this is Holland Park, people. Holland Park. All around me. Deathly silence. I'm the only one out in my garden. Not even the children are out playing. I find that alarming, don't you? I was only half joking about the zombie apocalypse, but now I'm convinced of it. It's deeply, deeply disturbing. So, not one child out to play. None. And the collective grief is hanging like a cloak of oppression. The media and the government have done a very good job of their propaganda. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, my love. Bobo wants his ball. So I've slept all morning because I spent all night not sleeping. Tucked up in my bed, nice and comfortable, but, you know, really only dozing in short 10-minute increments. Deeply, deeply triggered and distressed about this whole situation. Plus, the George Pell release has deeply, deeply upset me. Plus the added factor of my daughter and best friend being too frightened to visit me because of threats of $1,300 fines if you're caught driving across the city over Easter. Now, I know it's not all about me and my birthday. Everyone's in the same boat, and I'm sure there's plenty other people that aren't going to be able to enjoy their birthdays, and we Jews weren't able to enjoy Passover either. So it's not personal, but I can't help feeling ever so slightly enraged by the way that tyranny so quickly erodes our freedoms and our sense of solidarity and honour towards our immediate family. But anyway, that's nothing new under the sun. I've ridden through that storm 1,001 times. It's almost like the Arabian Nights, isn't it? I'd probably be better off in some fucking war zone somewhere. At least I'd be dodging the bullets instead of having them soaked into me by entropy from the actual neighbourhood I live in and society and global apocalyptic bullshit. But I digress. It's a beautiful day. I have only so many days allotted to me on this planet, regardless of coronavirus and other weird apocalyptic breakouts. Speaking of breakouts, I use that word deliberately, breakout, because I'm looking at my poxy frickin' menopause spotty face, and I'm not wearing a mask. You're seeing my authentic self in all her blazing glory, which I think scares people more. Truly they like to hide behind their faux spiritual masks and their geniality that is a thin facade of actual bestial victim-blaming behaviour. We know of whom we're speaking here today, but it's not new. I'm riding through it like a victorious Viking shield mating in the storm. And why? Because I've lived the stream a dozen times. In previous years I had to mollify myself and nullify myself on heavy psych meds just to continue to exist, for the sake of my children no less, and where are they now? But each has their own responsibility and ethical code and morality and love and self-care, as they tell us. The highest form of love, it's also rule number 1 of the narcissist game plan. I'm only for me. I am the only important one. You all must yield. We've lived that dream 1,001 times too. And perhaps I'm becoming a little bit narcopathic myself, because fear of your imminent demise at the hands of morons will do that to you. However, the gods and the spirits and the ancestors that love me, can you believe it? I actually have 1 or 2 ancestors that actually love me. I don't even know who they are, because my family line is so filthy and depraved. You know, perhaps I have to go back quite a few generations to find anyone of real spiritual integrity and honour. In fact, the only member of my family that exhibits any real spiritual integrity and honour, Beauregard, is my cousin Megan in New Zealand. Here's looking at you, Megan. You and I, we're like twin peas in a pod, and I'm proud of you. I want you to know that. My mother and father kept me away from you deliberately for many, many years, and now I know why. They saw that you were a bright, shining, beautiful, spiritual light, and they did not want me to have any support at all in my family of origin. And of course, while we were both children, we would not have been able to do that for each other, because we were at the mercy of our own familial predators and predilections. But by the gods, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you came into my life a few years ago by virtue of our cousin once removed, Robert Phillips of blessed memory, who made an amazingly extensive family tree and wove us so magnificently together, like one of those beautiful little, I don't know the Maori word for it, but those baskets the Maori people weave, that they put the food in and they boil in the hot pools of Rotorua. Those, we have been woven together so beautifully and intrinsically, and by a higher mind so gracious and noble and holy. It's been a comfort and a balm to my beleaguered soul, and believe you me, my soul's been more beleaguered than others since early childhood. But we'll just let the smug elitist ones have a laugh at that. They thoroughly enjoy when I speak my truth. They find it funny seeing a woman suffer and dare to call her a victim. They don't know a warrior goddess queen when they've met one. Fools. And now we all writhe in the same armpit seam of humanity, waiting for the flea-bitten vermin to bite. Well, Megan and all the other survivors like me, we'll give them quite a bit to chew on before our time is done, don't you think? Anyway, this community of death, Good Friday, nothing bloody good about it, except for my dog and my berserker survivor's humour and wit. beautiful escapade birdie who's about to exit stage left so he can explore the neighbourhood again. On that note, I'm going to run and catch him. Because believe it or not, when you're a birdie who's been raised in a cage, too much freedom's not actually good for you. I suppose they say the same thing about former prisoners too. I wonder how George Pell's enjoying his freedom at the moment. The filthy animal. Right, come. Come. Yes, they took our freedom as children and they wonder why we fight so hard for it now as adults. Seriously. Come here, Charlie. Oh, he's a very stubborn bird. The kind you don't take home to mummy. Kissy. So on this Easter Good Friday, it's actually third day of Passover, and I'm sure to all the beings, sentient beings in the world that aren't Jewish or Christian, it's just another holy day in the space-time continuum. Just another day that is sacred only because, oh, excuse me, it's a day. I bid you a safe and happy, joyous, righteous, honourable existence. Which to my enemies will seem like a bit of a curse, won't it? You have to laugh about that. And I bid you adieu. We shall speak sooner or later, as the time arises and as the muse bemuses me. Yes, my love. Stay safe, stay sane, stay awake, people, in the zombie apocalypse.